Salutare, dragilor, și bine v-am regăsit aici de la DevPlay Conference 2018, unde voi avea două interviuri cu cineva de la EA Ghost Games, care se ocupă de franciza Need for Speed, și cu Nicole, Art Director de la FIFA. Deci vom vorbi despre Need for Speed puțin și despre FIFA. Apropo, interviul va fi în engleză și o voi traduce, nu e nicio problemă, că așa am făcut și la IC Fest, deci să-i dăm drumul. So, you worked, like your career is pretty amazing because you worked in Hollywood for a lot of years with Steven Spielberg, with Tom Cruise. I don't know, did you ever meet him, Tom Cruise?
Yeah, lots of times. Yeah.
He's short, right?
He is, but he's the most charming person in the world. Like really friendly. Yeah.
So you worked on Minority Report.
Yeah.
Prince of Egypt, one of my favorite cartoons ever.
Oh, right.
AI.
Yeah.
Still a great movie.
Yeah.
What else? Because I'm skipping a few.
Star Trek Generations. I did Mission Impossible 2. Twister was, one of the big movies.
Twister is one of my favorite movies ever.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, with Helen Hunt and Bill Paxton,
Yes.
poor guy.
Yeah, I know. Bill is such a wonderful human being. Very nice guy.
I loved him in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
So how did you end up from there to gaming?
I'd never worked in games before, and I just thought it'd be a fun, interesting challenge. So suddenly I was working at EA. Yeah.
So mostly your works involved games like Need for Speed?
Worked on a lot of those, yes. The early part of that. Hot Pursuit 2, I also worked on Skate and Skate 2.
I loved Skate.
Yeah.
Especially the second one. The graphics were pretty amazing for that time.
Yeah.
So what is your main focus now? What do you actually do?
I'm a studio art director at EA Ghost Studio. And Ghost is based in Gothenburg, Sweden, and Guildford, UK, and here in Romania, in Bucharest, we have a Ghost team. And great team of developers, working on design and UI UX and engineering, and and the teams here in Romania include FIFA, huge team, NHL, mobile games. So there's lots of great development happening here. With also there's a Frostbite engine too, awesome engine, and we've got a bunch of engineers here in Bucharest working on that as well.
I'm glad you mentioned the engine, because on Payback, which engine did you use there?
That is Frostbite, yes.
Frostbite.
Yeah.
And on the new Need for Speed, which is coming out?
Beats me. It hasn't been announced, so.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But okay, let's step back a bit.
Okay.
Could you guide us through the technology used in Payback and how that evolves and will evolve for further Need for Speed games?
But with every game, try and make things better, and there's improvements to the engine, and then the game team also does lots of engineering work to improve things across the board. So it can be everything from multiplayer to how awesome the roads and the cars look.
You said about cars looking great. What can you tell us about the cars from the future? And I don't mean the flying ones, but the ones in the next Need for Speed, which is unannounced, but it's coming out.
Good try.
Yeah. Well, that's practically my job.
Exactly. I get it. Yeah.
Could you guide us through that a little bit? So you have like physics with car denting and reflections, refractions, ray tracing, all that. That's new. I bet that's going to be inside. It's confirmed. So could you speak a little bit about that? What can we expect from future Need for Speed games?
Well, I can't tell you anything specifically.
Okay.
Until once the game is announced, they'll share with the world, what would be in a future game, and that's true for any game, not just Need for Speed. And until it's publicly announced, we can't really talk about any specifics. But what can I say? I mean, there's a lot of things as an artist over the years I've wanted to do to make the game better. And some of it has to do with the way cars are created. Some of it has to do with the way they're rendered, all the materials and the shading. And a lot of it comes from the lighting. It's getting to the point now where, we could do a car render and in the game engine, and you could, is that a photograph or is that a, it's getting pretty convincing, I think.
But that's true for every console generation, isn't it? We always think that's the maximum, that's the top floor we can get at.
Yeah.
But it's
There's always something else. Yeah,
in 2
exactly.
years something comes, it's something else. It's Battlefield 1, it looks amazing. Then it's Battlefield 5, it looks more amazing.
Exactly.
Now it's the new Need for Speed.
Yeah.
but it is coming out, right?
Like officially, I can't say anything about whether or not we're working on it or whether or not it's coming out. Or
it's got Fort Knox.
Yeah, sorry about that. They have pretty strict rules.
Easily, you're starting to recruit more developers than just testers.
Yeah.
So Romania is going to become
exactly.
like a sense of
I
point.
mean, even for my team right now, we're looking for designers, we're looking for engineers, we're looking for UI UX. We're recruiting, and these are professional jobs that people can build a career on. One of the things that's exciting about games is that, we're making games all over the world. Like the game I'm working on right now is like 5 different locations all over the world. People are working on it. So, people that might consider being in the game industry, there is so many job opportunities here in Romania and Bucharest with EA's growth, as well as throughout the world, which is pretty exciting.
You guys are always improving the engine and
absolutely.
the visuals and everything. So
yes.
If there was, hypothetically speaking, a Need for Speed in the works, it would look pretty amazing, right?
Of course it would. If I'm working on it, it's going to look amazing. And, honestly, the talent we have at EA, especially at the Ghost Studio I'm most familiar with, is top notch. I mean, it's brilliant people. So, you get those minds together, something great is going to come out of that. Whatever that is, you'll have to figure out, and it will be announced at some point, but we will make great things,
Next time we meet, we can get more technical.
Once it's announced, we should talk. Once whatever game we're working on.
We can bet on that. If
Yeah.
you're in Romania, I'm going to just knock on your door.
Okay, let's do it. All right.
You promise me that.
Let's do it. Let's talk. When we can talk, I would be happy to talk to you again.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, art director at EA Sports.
Yes.
Wow. When I was reading your bio, so your history, it said you started with UI design.
Yes.
So could you explain a little bit in broad terms what UI is, user interface, what it does, and the importance of it in a video game?
Okay. So I think the UI has really grown in importance over the years, from when I first started to now. The UI is basically the menus for getting into the game.
So it's short for user interface?
User interface,
It's just the menus, everything you see on screen.
Yeah, so it's the menus before you get into the game. It's the HUD and the overlays, all the broadcast stuff that once you're in the game, and then when you come back out again, it's the all the messaging and all that kind of thing as well. Yeah, so it's anything that basically sits that you interact with that sits on top of the gameplay or
so it's
surrounds
graphics, UI, and yourself on the couch, right?
Yes.
Basically.
Yeah.
So, as an art director, what would you say your biggest contribution would be with FIFA 19 compared to the old FIFAs? Well, old relatively, because 17 and 18 are still really popular. So,
I think one of the biggest things that I enjoy that makes a really big impact on our community is the pack opening in FIFA Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
So I'm actually the feature designer for that. So I actually design the whole thing, not just the art direction, and then I do the art direction, and I work with engineers and audio designers and visual effects artists, animators.
Just for opening those packs?
Just for the pack opening
Answer
experience.
me this, please, I beg of you, right? How many psychologists do you guys talk to before you make a visual effect or a sound? Because I bet, that's my theory, because everything relies on dopamine effects. So when you open that pack, you feel a little pleasure rush in your brain. Is that true?
Yes, and we don't speak necessarily to psychologists, but we have a very close, pulse on our community and what people love about it and what people don't love about it.
What exactly do you decide?
It's a collective experience, really. So we have a leadership team we have a leadership team within FIFA Ultimate Team. There's a leadership team within FIFA, and that leadership team are really like the key decision makers for the game. So nobody makes a decision about something entirely in a silo. So we're constantly communicating with each other about what our business goals are for all of EA Sports, what we want FIFA to be about, what's the theme of FIFA for each new season, and then from that we sort of distill the ideas about what we're actually going to create. And if we wanted to change direction on something like that, it would be a matter of my recommendation to our group of decision makers, and we talk about it and we get aligned on it. And does it support the goals that they have at each higher level?
Okay, so it's synergy basically.
Yes, yeah. There's no. It's not like this hierarchy where like one person sits there and says yes, 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 no, no, no. But we do have that collective responsibility because we are such a big game. We need to make sure that all of the pieces that are coming in are working together and making the type of game that we want, as a whole.
So what's in store for the future of FIFA? Are you guys planning to make like incremental adjustments every year, or do you have, for instance, like a big leap planned for the future where everything's going to blow our minds?
Yeah, so I mean, FIFA it's an iterative title. Right now we work we have 1 year development cycles, so there's only so much you can do in a single year. That's just the nature of video game making. I mean, I think honestly, if you had 3 years to work on FIFA, you could easily put so much great work in there. And the reality is that we're limited by what we can do in 1 year. So yeah, having 3 years to do, see features through would be incredible.
3 times the content.
Exactly, yeah, or 3 times the depth, or 3 times the quality, or whatever, right? So it would obviously be really exciting, but do people want to wait 3 years for for the next FIFA? I don't know.
Just surviving on updates, I don't think so. Because people are barely hanging on after 6 months of, the yearly FIFA.
Yeah.
So after 6 months, oh my God, when's the next FIFA coming out?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So this just came out, and it's a great game. I love it. Yeah. Well, thanks a lot, Nicole.
Thank you.
And I want to see you again next time we have, FIFA 20 in the horizon.
All right, absolutely.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Așadar, cam asta a fost pentru astăzi. Am aflat puțin despre Need for Speed, neoficial și de fapt nespus, dar tot am aflat ceva. Cam cu siguranță se lucrează la el și FIFA 20 va fi ceva special, cum e fiecare FIFA. Așadar, cam asta a fost. Vă mulțumesc că m-ați urmărit și până data viitoare, numai bine!